Whichever is fine. Okay.
Yeah, what's your problem?
That's a loaded question.
To start at the beginning.
Well, it's too long to tell you everything, but
The main points.
I came to Germany 3 years ago. I'm an IT manager. I delivered $6 billion for Bank of America, Royal Bank of Canada, Bank of Montreal, Formula One. Yeah, and I did it all by myself. I raised myself, right?
Mhm.
I came to Germany on the understanding that I would continue my IT career. I worked at Sky Sports in Munich. They didn't pay me. I worked at
They didn't pay you.
Well, they gave me a
How that?
contract. My boss, Karen Smallman, had no idea what she was doing. I'm an IT manager. I had no computer. And there was a middle company called BTO. I had no termination notice. They just said one day, okay, can you leave the site? I did, and then I never got paid. I never got anything. So then I worked for
Is that normal in your business?
IT is becoming one of the most corrupt businesses in the world, right? But I've worked for 6 of the top banks in the world. Never have I
And
never
they
been
paid
paid, right? And then it happened again. So what happened was I got a lawyer in Munich, Christian Kronbichler, and my German. They were supposed to teach me German. He went to the Arbeitsgericht. Sky Sports gave him a backhander. He stole my money. I never got my money. So then I joined SAP, which is the 3rd largest IT company in the world. They had Class A drugs on site. I worked for SAP Hybris, and my client was Volkswagen, and my boss was from London. There was cocaine, absinthe, and anytime he rang the bell on a desk like this, you had to do something or you're fired. So anyway, to cut a long story short, well, I never experienced anything like this until I came to Germany. I've experienced corruption, there's no doubt, but this. So what he was doing was, I would do work, and then during the night he would delete all my work. And then he was from London, and he was name calling, and I was getting messages from Canada, from Poland, saying we know what's going on. There's nothing we can do. He wasn't sending me on training, so I went to the Heidelberg, the headquarters of SAP. I spoke to Hannah Wuster. They said, okay, you can't go back to that office, it's too dangerous. I said, okay, so send me to another office. No, we're not sure what to do. Go on Krankengeld. I said, but I'm not sick. I said, why don't you do, it's going to make me look bad if I go on Krankengeld, right? Yeah, well, we don't know what to do. I'm like, you're SAP. So then I got a lawyer in Hanover, because no lawyer in Munich would take on such a big company. They now have me on Krankengeld, and I was supposed to go to the Arbeitsgericht in München. Then I found out they were faking signatures. I saw the documents. I'm like, that's not my signature. I'm like, where does this stop? So they have put me under, because my bank was with Commerce Bank, yes?
Mhm.
When you go to these big corporations, on the 1st or 2nd or 3rd day, you'll see all the affiliations that they have. So they all make commission off each other, right? So I had to join Commerce Bank. I had to join AOCA, whatever. It's the same in Bank of America. They're all affiliated. Everyone's connected to everyone now, right?
Mhm.
So when I was supposed to go to the Arbeitsgericht to get my money, they froze my Commerce Bank account. So my doctor in Munich, Christopher Simones, has basically seen this relatively from the start, and I've come up here I have about 1 terabyte of evidence. I've had about 3 terabytes. You know a terabyte? 1,000 gigabyte.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. No.
So I've had
You're
3
right.
stolen, right? And recently I had my passport stolen, I got attacked, and it's getting really, really too much. At one point I had 57 police reports of me being attacked. So I've never been in Essen before. I came here, I knew someone close to the area, so I need to gather myself.
Your address is in Düsseldorf? Or what's your
No, well the thing is,
recent address?
the guy actually at 100 Ackerstrasse worked for Diakony. He's one of the guys that stole the terabyte.
Mhm.
So I don't live with him anymore because he essentially stole from me. So I'm living with a friend just on the outskirts of Essen, but I do my work in Essen to gather all my information together. But there's no way
Now for a special company or
I have had no termination notice for Sky. I've had no termination from SAP. My point is I have to gather my evidence in order to go to the Munich Arbeitsgericht and get this finished. Because it has gone on so long, I never had gray hair before. So the thing is, my nose has been on a medical point. My nose has been broken badly a few times, right? And I have a nasal drip because I have allergies. So I take Nasonex for my nose. Because I've been subjected to so much, I developed asthma when I was in Toronto because they had mold in the ceiling and I breathed it in and it damaged my lungs. So when I'm under this amount of stress, my asthma acts up, so I take salbutamol. And because I'm under so much sleep, just to switch my mind off so I can get some rest, he was prescribing Zopiclone to help me sleep. I've given myself roughly, I have 2 people living quite close to here who are supporting me, and I've told them I've given myself a time scale to organize what I've got to organize, and I got to get to this Munich Arbeitsgericht, and then enough. They owe me hundreds of thousands in wages. If I was supposed to get the proper compensation, because if you think about it, those are 2 big names, right?
Yeah.
Sky and SAP.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm by myself, and I don't speak the language, right? And so they're just doing whatever they want. And they're doing things, I'll be honest with you, even before I was supposed to go to the Munich Arbeitsgericht, I decided to take a vacation. They froze my Commerce bank account when I was in Lisbon. I had to somehow get from Lisbon all the way back.
How are they able to do that?
They can't. That's the point. I've worked in big banks, so I didn't see them doing that. I went to BaFin. I've been to every single federal ministry in Bonn, right? You normally don't physically, I don't know if you've ever been in one of these places. You go in there, you don't talk to any, it's like a black phone like that, and you sit on this black phone and you say, well, this is what happened, and they're like, yeah, it's totally illegal, get a lawyer. And what they do is, they just spin the wheels round. I had 7 lawyers, 1 in Cologne, 1 in Munich, 4 in Trier, 1 in Dusseldorf, and what they've done is, now I'm quite vulnerable, yes, because I've lost a ton of cash. They owe me, if I was to get compensated properly, if this was in North America, and I'm not in North America, it would be millions. They put me through that much. But just in terms of wages, we're talking hundreds of thousands. But this is not a normal scenario, right? Because you can't do this to an employee anywhere in the world. But they have obliterated me. So I have enough evidence to prove my situation. Just the one thing alone, and then I'll stop talking. You can't have Class A drugs in a working office, and every time your chef rings the bell, if you don't do it, you're fired. You can't do that. And I said, I'm not doing that. There was one day, I'm sat at my desk in my client's Volkswagen. I was so drunk and wasted on drugs, I didn't even know what I was typing. And at that point, I said, you know what? I could destroy my career here. I don't even know what I'm typing. And if you didn't bring in a crate of beer every second, third day, you're fired. You're not a team player. That's got nothing to do with being a team player. This is SAP. And I work for SAP Hybris, which is a subsection of SAP, right? On Nymphenburger Straße in Munich. And I saw him doing things to other people, like making sexist comments, calling people terrorists, and I'm like, this is before he attacked me, and I'm like, okay, you can't do this. I told HR, Marcus Mitter, and he's like, oh yeah, don't worry about it, and then he turned on me. And then, because I'm quite a strong character, he just loved it, trying to destroy me, right? The problem is, if it's SAP Hybris and they can maybe try and hide it, I'm in the headquarters of Heidelberg from 9 o'clock in the morning until 5 p.m. showing Hannah Wurster, one of the senior officers at HR, in SAP, this refrigerator, and they did nothing. And this guy still works there.
Yeah, but how can I...
So the 3 medicaments that I normally get from Dr. Simonis, I need that in order to... Salbutamol for my asthma, which is normally...
With the spray?
Yes. The Nasonex, and the thing is as well, it has to be the original one, the green one, because there's something synthetic in the generic one that doesn't work properly.
You talk about Nasonex? Or
Nasonex, yeah, the green one. But you have to put the strike in the...
Yeah.
The other one doesn't work for some reason, the genetic one. It must be like a cheap synthetic.
Salbutamol.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to be honest with you, my concern is that my AOK card, next month is a new quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what they're going to do. It's just total mess. A total mess.
Does it expire at the end of this?
I don't know what they're doing. It's working now, but what I'm saying is next month.
But did you give it to
Yeah.
And, okay.
No, it works now, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is on Monday's April 1st, right?
Yeah.
So it's a new quarter.
But there is could you show me your...
I'm just saying I don't know if they're going to try and play stupid games, right? And cancel my AOK next. That's how I used to look.
But is valid through 30th of September 2023.
No, I'm not saying the card's not valid. What I'm saying is I don't know what my bank is doing with them in terms of the payment. You understand?
Yeah.
You understand? Because they don't want me to get my money back, because if I get my money back, all this story comes out, and then you have two huge companies that look horrendous.
And the third one was?
Zopiclone to help me sleep. Yeah. Normally I don't have to take any of these medicaments, but my body is breaking down.
And you from Canada or from the US? Or
Canada.
From Canada.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, what I did was, I went to Luxembourg European... I couldn't solve this problem, right? So this is how this escalated to this point. I went to Luxembourg European Parliament, I showed them everything that was going on in Munich, I got it stamped. I went to Strasbourg European Parliament, and the Human Rights Court, right? Human Rights Commission, sorry, in Strasbourg, I told them, when I got back to Germany is when I got attacked in Bonn, I had my laptop back, I got hit, they took the laptop back, and it had my passports in it. So they are really doing everything for me not to get my life back. And I'm just one person. Some random people are, well, some people are helping me, but like, it's brutal right now. Really brutal. I'm normally like suited, booted, shades, everything. This isn't even not my normal hair. I don't normally look like this. Well, you could see from the picture.
Yes, I believe you.
From the AOK picture, right?
Yeah.
I don't look like that.
So.
Okay, so I think I'm probably going to be in Essen for maybe like 7 to 10 days. I don't know if I have an emergency or something.
Yeah.
I'll come back, but yeah, it's brutal. Okay, Doc.
Wish you all the best.
You can't be a lawyer as well, can you?
No.
I need one.
No.
Alright, see you later.